All right, I'm sorry that this video is a day late. I actually did post one that was there Monday morning, but there was no sound on the video, so I just removed it, and I'm making this when it's actually Monday evening, making this, and it'll be uploaded first thing tomorrow. Last video, we looked at Romans 12:1, where Paul says, I beseech you, therefore, by the mercies of God, that you, as he says, present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable to God, which is your reasonable service. And I just wanted to review that briefly, because we're going to look specifically at verse 2 connected to verse 1. So, by the mercies of God, this is the thing that we mentioned, is it's God's mercy that you present yourself a living sacrifice, not a dead sacrifice, but one that has new life, is alive. See, this is the pattern, and you died with Jesus and you were raised back to newness of life with him and in him. And so in this new life, you are holy and acceptable to God. So this is, see yourself, present yourself, consider yourself, reckon yourself holy and blameless and above reproach, that you are alive in Jesus, because of his sacrifice, that you are a living sacrifice, not a dead one. And then we go to verse 2. And in verse 2 he says, and do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So not being conformed to this world is going to, the way the confirmation, what that looks like, is having the mind of Adam, which is what the whole problem is. It's a picture, it's a view that is deluded. It is delusion. Adam had this notion that he was separated from God, and this is something that we have all experienced in Adam in the flesh. Seeing this separation and God at a distance, not here with us, not truly living in you, and that you are in the midst of that union with Father, Son, and Spirit. This is vitally important. So to not be conformed to the world is a different way of thinking. It's a different perspective, which is you are a living sacrifice, holy and blameless. That you are accepted by God. So don't be conformed to this world, which says you're nothing, you're no good. As we looked at in a previous one, says that you are not a sinner saved by grace. No, your identity is in righteousness and holiness, completely transformed and made new, a new identity. That's your living, being a living sacrifice, reckoning yourself dead unto the past and what you used to be, and alive unto God in this newness of life. And he has accepted you and he is pleased with you. It's really important. That's what it is. That's what this is talking about. By the mercy of God, that's possible. Not by you didn't make it happen. He did. But your job and your role is to accept that. That's how you present yourself. You accept what he has said and what he has declared and what is true. And then you're not conformed to this world in the way of looking at yourself as just through the eyes of the flesh and limitations. You see yourself according to what God says, what Jesus has declared. So he says, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Now, what's this renewed mind? Well, number one, it's what verse 1 says, that you see that you are alive in him as a living sacrifice, that you are holy, and that you are accepted by God. That's a new mind. And what happens is, when your identity is formed in the truth of the word, Jesus, what God declares, your behaviors, your actions come forth from that. When you're trying to create your identity by how you live and what you do, you're always going to be limited. But he says, your identity is as holy and acceptable to me. You have a brand new life. Live in it. When you believe that, presenting yourself as a living sacrifice, your way of being changes to match your identity, what God says, who he says you be. So he says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. It's a new way, a different way of thinking, not one that's limited by the flesh, but it's empowered by the Spirit, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. What is the good and acceptable, perfect will of God? That is, that you be his child, which you are, that he is pleased with you, that he sees you as holy and blameless in righteousness, that he loves you the same way he loves Jesus, and there's no limitation. The mercies of God. You are a new creation. Your identity is what he says, not what the flesh says, not what an identity in Adam would declare, but what he says. And this is why everything's transformed and changed, because when you believe that, you are empowered to walk it out. This is what this means. Be transformed. Don't be conformed to the old way. You have a new and living way in Jesus.